Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of CampusCare EdTalks. I, Mehek Dhiman, your host for the day, would like to welcome you all. EdTalks is a platform where educators and leaders come on board and express their viewpoints related to education and society. A topic for the day is examination fear among students, and to express her viewpoints on the same, we have with us Miss Sarika Kumari, ma'am, principal of Smartin School, New Delhi. A very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Mehak. I'm really very happy to share this platform with you.
It's so lovely to have you here, ma'am. Thank you so much for taking out your time.
Thank you.
So, ma'am, we all know that this is examination season and you must be really tied up with the exams too. So, moving, beginning with the session, why do you think that students, fear from the examination? What makes it so scary?
See, before we go further, first we need to understand what is an examination and why do we conduct this examination.
Yes, ma'am.
So, examination is nothing but an assessment of what a learner is actually learning.
Yeah.
So, if you'll go to the NEP 2020, there are three important skill areas in which we think our children should be competent enough. So, out of that, the first one is your learning skill area. The second one is your literary skill, and the third one is your life skill. So, today we'll definitely talk about the learning skills. So, what a student is learning and why the child is learning so can be assessed only and only by examination. So, first and foremost thing is that assessment is to know and understand whether the learner has understood the topic, whether the child is aware of the content, whether the basic concept is clear to the child or not. So, but yes, it's the word itself is a very stressful word. We all know that examination, no sooner we spell this word examination, the stress start building.
Yeah.
So, be it any age group, the stress is there, be it you, be it me, be it our children, be it any adult, be it any university student. So, this examination itself is a word which creates a scare, which creates a stress. Now, if we'll talk about the stress can be positive, this stress can be negative. So, when this stress is positive, till then it will motivate you, it will guide you to study. But when it gets converted into a negative stress, definitely it will cause anxiety, it will cause a low self-esteem, it will cause a depression kind of thing. So when we talk about examination, and when it is related to the anxiety, when it is causing anxiety to the student, when it is causing a low self-esteem to the student, and when the child is slipping slowly and gradually to the depression, then it is called an examination fear or examination phobia.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Moving forward, ma'am, now that we know that, what makes examination so scary and why are students so scared of it, how do we, tackle the examination fear among students?
So before we go for how to tackle it, let us enlist the causes of the examination fear.
Yeah.
Few are the causes of the examination fear. Like, we'll talk about any particular child, be it a very bright student, be it an average, below average child. It is something which we all get scared of, this examination. So if a child is average, below average, then definitely the lack of preparedness for that child. That is one very important cause, that the child is not prepared for the examination at all. Now, other reasons can be the peer pressure. In this era, peer pressure plays a very, very important role. So here also, when they are taking the examination, they have that pressure from their peer. They have that pressure from their classmates. Then standing out of the box is also a kind of pressure which very bright students take, and they compete with themselves. If they are not performing as per their own old performances, then definitely they slip into this kind of fear and phobia. Now, expectation, we all have expectation from our students. So definitely this is also one of the reason of this exam phobia or exam fear. Then lack of confidence. The child is not confident enough to go to the examination hall to write the exam. And the preparedness, I will more focus on the preparedness, lack of schedule. The children are not preparing the schedule. They are not at all worried that, yes, their exams are approaching and they have to prepare some schedule, they have to prepare some plan, and then they have to stick to that plan. So they are more not very systematic. And if we'll talk about schools, definitely as an organization, as an educator, we should also understand where the focus area should be. So if a particular child requires some special attention, then we should focus on that special area where the child requires some special attention. Maybe it can be any particular subject, it can be a particular topic, it can be literature, it can be arithmetic. So we have to find out and focus on those areas.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Very well said. There are times when you have revised the whole syllabus the whole night, and as soon as you get the question paper, you just are blank. You don't know
Yes,
anything about the subject. You don't know even
yes,
if this is from your textbook or not.
yes.
Absolutely. Moving forward, ma'am, do you think examination fear among students motivates or demotivates students from revising their syllabus or subjects?
Mhm. Definitely, if we talk about fear, then it will demotivate the child. What is your performance will definitely not reflect if you are not well prepared, and if you are in this phobia, if you are in this fear. So if it is positive stress, definitely the child will work on it and the child will learn, the child will focus. But if it has converted into an anxiety or the fear or phobia, then definitely it is having a negative impact on the child. So now if we can talk about how to handle and tackle this stress. So handling this stress is, I think, if we are little more planned, if a child is little planned, then we can handle this examination fear. The child should be very, very calm and at ease. If the child will be in panic, will be in that anxiety, will be with that low self-esteem, then definitely it will not work. So child should be relaxed, should be calm enough to understand that yes, tomorrow is my exam and how I will tackle my exam, how will I prepare myself for the tomorrow's exam. Generally, what we all students do, that we don't take proper balanced diet. This is something which is very important and we all ignore. As a parent, as an educator also, we at times misses out this and we don't emphasize on the balanced diet. So diet is something which they have to emphasize on. They should have the regular diet. They should have a regular sleep of at least 6 hours. If they are not sleeping, that means their mind is not at rest. If they are not having the proper diet, that means their body is not ready for the next day. Definitely, examination, the mind is working. If your mind is working, that means you require more of energy. And from where this energy will be derived if you'll not have the balanced diet. So having a proper diet, sleeping properly for 6 hours, this is very, very important. Planning out your day, scheduling your day, scheduling your plans, scheduling your revision. This is something which is very, very important in the core areas. So as a student, and I would emphasize the child should emphasize on these small things, though it looks small, but it's very important. The child should have a proper balanced diet, should sleep properly, should have a break in between. Generally, what I have seen, the children study at a stretch. So they do study for 2 hours, 3 hours without breaks. So I suggest them that they should have small break. They should take small breaks in between the stretch of at least 1 hour so that their mind can then start working to the optimum. So there's small breaks in between the studies is also equally important.
Absolutely, ma'am. One should, take extra care of themselves during the examinations, I think.
Yes.
Lastly, ma'am, do you think students who do suffer from, exam fear are affected than those who are not?
Yes, they are affected because their performance, if a child can perform and can attain 95%, and if the child is in fear, definitely the reading capacity will reduce. The time for reading the same passage, the child will take more time to read the same passage. So their performance will definitely decrease. if a child is in fear or if the child is in that phobia of exam. So definitely the capability, the potential of the child reduces when the child is in that fear, that anxiety.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am, Sarika ma'am, for being here. It was lovely having you here.
Thank you so much, Mehak.
Thank you, ma'am, for imparting your knowledge, your experiences, and viewpoints with us. And for all the viewers watching us out, please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stuff like this. Thank you, ma'am. Have a great day.
Thank you, Mehak.